Hi, I'm Lisa Cerise, and this is my channel which talks a bit about my journey with like depression and all of that, and then now coming through on the other side and like through like a big spiritual awakening. That's when my depression sort of hit, and then like through the other side to then now what I'm doing. So this video is part two, or no, sorry, I should say the second video of me starting the Conscious Business Accelerator with Victor Oddo and Aaron Daltrey. I need to make sure that I'm saying those names right. But anyway, this might be slightly long or it might be short. It just really depends where it goes. I've got a couple of, I wanted to talk about how the session went today, how I'm finding the course so far, and then like a little bit of my backstory, which I can kind of talk about later if you want to hang around and like hear any of that. So today's Zoom, the Zooms are really early in New Zealand time. They're like 5 a.m. in the morning. They go for roughly about an hour and a half to 2 hours. But I love it. Like it really starts my day. Yeah, it really starts me in a good mood. Today I actually had a little bit of a sleep afterwards because I started feeling like I was getting a little bit sick. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to, while I can, I'm going to have a bit of a rest. And then I woke up after and then got back into some exercise. Today's episode we had Victor Oddo, and he went on to like talking about having a really good warm-up before you start like either doing content online or you start your day or whatever you're like kind of preparing for. And so we did like this Kundalini yoga warm-up punches, which was pretty cool. I do Kundalini yoga, so I really resonate with all the Kundalini exercises and breathing and all of that. But he was basically explaining how to show up as your best self. It's really good to come prepared. I'm looking over here because I've got some notes. Yeah, so then basically you do that, and then after we did that exercise, we wrote down how we want to help people. So we had some like journaling time with that, and I realized that through my experience, actually I'll go on like what else we talked about, and then I can kind of go on a little bit about what I'm sort of wanting to do. We then talked about some experiences that have happened in the recent past, and then just like using the reframe technique. How can you reframe and like a crappy situation, how can you reframe it and see the good out of it? So basically reframing negative thinking. I've had like quite a lot go on, so I've been doing a lot of this sort of spiritual work so I'll talk a little bit about my story. I had an injury about 6 or so months ago, which I was basically going through burnout. I owned a salon, and I like thought that was my like ride or die and everything, and I put everything into it, all my energy, and got to the point where I just completely depleted and burnt out, and I knew I wanted something more, but I was doing courses to become this like CEO and amazing like, you know, like person in my business, but then I was like, maybe it's the business that's the problem, it's not actually like my personal growth. And yeah, I definitely could have done things a lot differently. Probably not to just throw in everything into it like I did. Maybe really just like worked out if things were working before like just kept throwing any savings that I had to keep it going. So that's some learnings from me anyway. But then yeah, I had this like really unfortunate injury, that there was just like this stream of events that happened. I ended up having to have shoulder surgery. I got a swollen bursitis and had a cortisone injection. There was lots of things that happened. Anyway, I got this huge infection, and then on top of that, I also got frozen shoulder. So it was like 3 things in one area that was obviously the universe saying, like, stop. Like, you just have to stop what you're doing. I was just burning the candle at every end. And so I was physically made to stop by the universe. Throughout this time, I was actually also working with a Kundalini master, doing a Kundalini awakening. So there was I had like a 30-day stint of complete sobriety, and so I could be like really clear in what I was wanting to do. We were working through like my business and how to make it grow, but then I was shutting down. I was like, no, I need me to be better. Like, sorry, that's my nose touch. Sometimes it hangs out. Let's get another one. Anyway, so I was like, I need me to be better. Not my business. Like, I was feeling like I was really suffering, and I was like, it's all good that get my business better, but I was like, what about me? So like, I think through all of this, I was like, yeah, I need some really deep healing. I was so behind in so many tasks, life admin, house admin, every type of admin. I was like way behind because I just saw clients all the time. And then when I didn't see clients, I was either exhausted or would just have a massive social life. So it's like I didn't really prioritize my life very well. So now, like, I barely see anyone or go anywhere, and I'm probably the happiest that I've ever been, if I'm honest, but I'm learning to now sort of still have a balance there, because I realize I do need connection and people around me. It's really important. You can't just do everything alone. So anyway, through this, I think somewhere along the line, I realized that I was like, I had this big dream of becoming like, having, like, I had my beautiful salon, like I renovated pretty much most of it myself. I had lots of help, obviously, but like, I put all of my energy into it, and it did really well at the beginning. But then when I started wanting to shift away and doing other stuff and, try and get girls to come in and help me, it's like my energy was going elsewhere. And so it's things just started like really working against me, and I feel like I felt like such a failure. I felt like a huge, like, why can't I, like, I see other people doing it, and because I had this dream of like possibly having, like, opening another one, and then a vision of having like a training school, and then making my own product. Like, I had all these big dreams, like big amazing dreams, and I was like, I can do it because I just had something in me which I was like, this is what I want. Through this injury and through all of this spiritual journey that I started embodying and really embracing and really started healing, like every day I was meditating with this guru, this yogi, and and I started finding the answers, and I started really just prioritizing my self-care. And I think somewhere along the lines I was like, oh my God, that's a nightmare. I don't actually think that's my dream at all. I think that sounds like hell. But then I'd signed up for this course to be a CEO, and I went which was over in Dubai, and I went to Egypt as well, which was amazing. I'm so happy I did all of that because I met amazing ladies, and it was just, I can use all of those skills in any company. So in a way, it's definitely not like it was the training was not worth it, or it was a waste of money or whatever, because I learned skills that I can, I can put into my next business. But anyway, I was trying to do everything possible to grow to this person I really wanted to be. But I think it was maybe just the wrong environment. Not like it was not in the salon. It was actually through me growing and developing and really working on myself is when I started having people coming to me like, oh, we see what you've been doing. It's really good. Like, I'm in so much debt, so it's not like one of those people that's making a lot of money, or I'm not making any at the moment. But the point of it is, it's like how I am showing up for myself and how I've totally 360, 180, whatever, turned my whole entire life around, and just the way I generally am as a person, and the way my outlook and everything now. So I think I've had a lot of people come to me and really like obviously want help and advice, and just I've got lots of knowledge in other areas. So it's kind of pushed me towards like, do I become a life coach? Do I become this? But the only thing I did find was I haven't done a degree in psychology. I haven't done anything like that. I've actually got ADHD, dyslexia, and probably some form of like a little bit of a where the brain connects to what you are trying to communicate, like that little bit of a delay. Like it takes me a moment to be like, oh, that's what that means. Not saying that I'm stupid, because that's how I grew up thinking that I was stupid. Now I've actually realized I'm actually pretty smart. I just need to sit down, and I'm a massive problem solver. Like I literally could be the best detective. I'm like really great for detail. So these are things that I've really turn around and be like, oh my gosh, I'm actually really good at that. And yeah, so the one thing that I've really found is a little bit of a block is like I want to help people and be this life coach and like blah blah blah, but then you get people like using all these big words, and it's like I love just simplifying everything. I'm like, everything doesn't have to be used a big fancy word. It's like, this is what it means. I'm a real realist. Like, it's like, let's just be real. Let's just like, So I think the type of people I am trying to help, I'm still distinguishing what that is. So I do find with this course that I'm doing right now, it's really teaching me my values, my like beliefs, and like really just giving me just that inner hype to know that I am here to help others through crap that I've been through. Like, you don't go through so much stuff in your life and then not you turn that around and use that to help others. Like, I'd love to advocate for people one day. Like, that would be one of, like, I think just one of the, I feel like through all of this crap that I've had to go through, and I've felt like life's not fair, this person, no one's on my side, everyone's calling me this, that, crazy, there's something wrong with me because I'm a completely different person now. I realize I'm actually just coming to figure out who I really am. And then, like, I've just been masking who I am to people, or feeling like I'm a little bit too much for people, or like too out there. And so I either go really extreme or I go the complete opposite. And I just feel like I haven't really been able to be me, or like, if I be me, people are like, oh, what's wrong with you? You're a little bit like all over the show. And it was like, oh, well, and then people are like, are you drunk, or are you like high or something? And I'm like, no, like this is actually me. So, yeah, that's a little bit of like what I've now realizing, and really coming to love myself for myself, and knowing that I'm here to help others And I know I have a huge healing aspect of me as well, because I used to heal animals when I was a little kid. I've like healed an insect back to life in front of people. So like, I know I've got some huge gifts there. But where I'm wanting to go from here, I'm not exactly sure, but I know my huge passion at the moment is like spiritual growth and like growth within, and basically just like what we're taught or what we've learnt growing up is not necessarily true. And I love to question things. I love to question and question people's beliefs. I'm like, oh, so why do you believe that? Oh, well, and I'm like, oh, because so and so, like this, whatever tells you that it's true. I'm like, well, who told them? Yeah, so I'm a little bit of a poke the bear sometimes, because I believe that I've always questioned things. I'm like, well, that doesn't really make sense. Like, just because there's a book saying that that's the rules, I'm like, that doesn't mean it's the rules. So that's one of the things that I'm really quite passionate about, is like pushing people's beliefs, and actually not in a bad way. Obviously if you have religious beliefs and stuff like that, like that's fine. Just realize, just be open. Just always be, if you're always open, and anytime you hear something, and this is what I do as well, anytime I hear something I don't necessarily believe it, it doesn't sound right to me, I either go, oh, that doesn't quite sit with me. I won't necessarily argue with them. I'll just be like, oh, I feel differently towards that. And then you can just move on. Like, you don't really need to have an argument about it. We all believe different things. But, like, I feel like if you have an open mind, always have an open mind when people are, when you're hearing information out there. And just, like, listen to your intuition. Like, what does intuitively feel right to you? Not what someone else is telling you. Not what maybe you've grown up to believe. Always have this inner searching for new knowledge and stuff like that. So I'm not sure where I was going with that, but I love to go on a little bit of a rant, or like a whatever. So through this whole journey, I've really discovered, I've closed my salon now, which was like a huge traumatic thing, a decision I had to make, but like I tried so many different ways to keep it going, and then the universe just showed. I was like, oh, I'll do this instead, and blah blah blah, and then I'll try and sell it and stuff like that, and then I just got thrown some huge curveballs, which meant I could not financially keep it open anymore. Like, I'm already in a huge debt, and I was like, I'm just basically racking up the debt right now. So I was like, I think it's time to close. My heart wasn't in it anymore, so I decided that just closing down and going in a different direction, which was very shocking for a lot of people, because it's what I've done for 20 years. But anyway, that's just happened recently, and then the course literally started the next day. It was like just synchronicities and meant to be. Like, I was just so excited to have something else to be going into, because otherwise I just feel like a bit of a lost puppy. Like, what am I doing? I've got lots to sort out as well, but so this has given me a lot of direction, and through this I'm really hoping to help others that are also feeling lost, and like they're in a space of just depression, feeling stuck, and not really sure what to do next. I feel like, because I see the good in everyone, that's been it's a blessing, but it's a curse. Because I just It's gotten me in some terrible relationships. And situations which I still see the good in that person. Even though I've had some really crap stuff done to me, I still see them as a good person. I just choose to not have them in my life anymore, So, and that is totally valid and totally healthy if that's what anyone else needs to do as well. You have the right to choose who you have around you, even if it's family. So through all of this work, I've decided I would love to help others as well, however that may be that supporting person when they feel like they have no one, which I've been there and that's how I felt. So this is one of my ways I want to help others, still figuring out my niche, my market, my who, my whatever, and all of that. But this is not a sales video, by the way. This is just me talking about my journey. But yeah, I mean, if you are feeling called to me and the work that I'm doing, then please follow, and because I will be uploading more of my journey, and hopefully my journey helps you, and then maybe I can help you further somehow, which is something that I'm working out. So yeah, I think that's everything that I wanted to say today. I hope if you've made it to the end, can you please give me a star, just a star emoji in the comments. I think you're amazing if you watch the whole thing, and feel free to share your journey as well. If you're going through something difficult, I would love to help you somehow, because I feel like all the knowledge I've learned over the last 6 months plus I feel like needs to be utilized somehow, and I was like, how do I do it? And I definitely feel a calling for videos like this. So anyway, that's all for me. Have a fantastic day. Bye.